Hey YouTube, Dread Joker here, and today we're going to be looking at the red Portanova from the brand new 30-minute mission line. I kind of have a love-hate relationship with this. This is my brother's kit. He has donated it for the channel, and I'm going to be honest, I love the design of this thing, but I hate the execution. Despite this being based on the Leo, this one has one area that frankly just does not work. Everything else is fine, but this one area keeps it from being in a recommended list. It's fine with work. Now, moving right into it, let's zoom out a little bit. So, the arms, let's just go straight into articulation. This is clearly designed to be a Zaku, by the way, so the arms can go that far up, so the Alto already has it beat in the elbows. Arms can do a full 360, and I really wish my brother would move these joints around more than once a year. I feel like I'm going to break this. It's so tight. On both arms. Shoulders can go out, but oof. The pads have to go all the way up for them to actually reach their extension. Head. Something just fell off. No, I'm sorry, I think something just broke off. I don't know where this goes. Okay, so we now have a tab that goes apparently nowhere. Cool. So setting that to the side, because I'm going to have to go back and review the frickin' manual later. Thank you. You have 3mm pegs on the shoulders. I like these shoulders. These are nice shoulders. The pads are nice. Luckily, these, like everything on these kits, are designed to be swapped between the Alto and the Portanova and vice versa. Head, pretty good. Looks up, looks down. Can do a 360, but gets, oh no, surprisingly not blocked by the backpack. I do like the head. Nice head. Cannot wait to get some of the add-on sets for this to mix around. Chest. Very much like this barrel-chested design. This looks really good. The color scheme on this, very good. You got your maroon mixed with your blazing red. Number one thing, not a fan of this eye, because in order to see this eye, you have to hit it with anything in the blue spectrum. It is the only way to see the eye. Because otherwise, you're putting a red eye on a red kit. I don't know why they did this. They could have gone with any color. Put a yellow eye on a red kit, at least then it glows. Or something. Let's do the lower body articulation next, because everything else is pretty much the same, and then we're going to get into the problem area. Skirting goes up. Don't rock that. Hips on the same thing. You got same knees, however, I feel the Alto might be slightly better. This one has a better design, at least from here down. Ankles ridiculously far, once again. Very good. Feet can do a full 360. I very much like this armor flap. It's very nice designed. Backpack has 4 mod slots versus the Alto's 2. Also a plus. Negative, it cannot connect with any other set for the backpacks. That's just it. It's this backpack with these connectors or no backpack unless you have a different one. So you can't just chain these backpacks together. They're not designed that way. 3mm pegs all over the place, as usual. Nice thruster mixed with what I can only assume is like the sole or a little bit of tread for little slidey bits. Hips. If the side skirts would get out of the way, and this is where the articulation gets a little worse, it can do the full splits, but in order to do so, for this one, you're gonna have to drop the hips. It cannot do the full Van Damme without dropping the hips. Just for the skirting problem. The hips are variable position, and once again, these are way too tight. Sliding it down, no problem whatsoever. But when it's up, you're pretty much locked. Now, here is my number one and pretty much only real deal-breaking complaint with the Portanovas, and this affects the entire line. This uses the same joint I was complaining about from the A to Z Gundam I have. The Alto uses this, but the Alto's is fine. And here's why. When you turn it around to the back, and I'm going to pop the backpack off if I can get it out, the only thing holding this together is this small itty-bitty peg that can't stop anything. On the Alto, you can see that the back armor actually pushes up against this part to hold it in place. This is the great design that fixed my #1 complaint with the kit. With this, activate its ab crunch, shall we? Or have it rotating it from side to side, and here we go. It doesn't hold together if you rotate it. This is one of those kits where the Alto came out fine. The Portanova, just because of this, if this was brought in further or rotated down some, I feel like this was not completed. The worst part is, it looks completed. So this kit, just like the Zeta Gundam, the Revive, the Alpha Zeta, or the Amazing Zeta, the A to Z, whatever you want to call it, that powder blue Zeta has this joint, the Garibaldi has this joint, the Garibaldi Rebake has this joint, the Barzam has this joint, I believe the Jim Ground type from the Revive that just got made has it, I believe the Ground Gundam has this joint. There are so many kits right now that have this joint, it is ridiculous. Some of them handle it better than others, but this one and the Zetas do not work. Which is sad. For a height comparison, getting off that, well actually no, let's skip the height comparison and go straight into his weaponry. He has this rifle thing. I've never seen a rifle with eyes before. Except maybe in Borderlands. Everything in that game was weird, but fun. I like talking guns. To hold it, just like everything else, just slot it into the hands. This one, for modifications, the first thing you have to do is remove this pin down here, this bar that holds everything together, and then you can just drop the whole front section off. Otherwise, it ain't going anywhere. You're going to break this bar before you get this gun apart. Get this backpack reconnected so we can get on with this total mess of an upper body. Lower body's fine. I don't know what happened between here and here, but clearly mistakes were made. Traditional loadout for the basic 30-minute missions include the Knuckle Duster. This is a bigger one. This is more of a battering ram style knuckle, and frankly, I like this. Once again, make sure the hand's nice and tight together. This one is much looser, however. This is a smaller peg in the round hole, so yeah, it flops badly. I'm not even, like, there it is up. Oop, I barely tapped it. Up. Nope. Nope. You see what I'm dealing with here. It's not wanting to hold its own stuff. I don't know why, like, the Portanovas had to be the messed up kits. But it also features a Roy. Once again, just like with the Alto, it's 3 pieces of plastic slapped together. You take this off, you can pop the head off, you can pop this on, then he has a tank for a head. This looks alright. Or you can turn it around and it looks basically like he has a Tachikoma for a face. For anybody who's ever seen Ghost in the Shell. This actually looks pretty decent. I might use this on a build, I might not. But yeah, let's just get him in shot with the Alto, because, yeah. Alto is kind of winning, and not just because I've given him ridiculous missile pods. Alto can balance himself in almost any position. He, if messed with too much, just falls apart. And I don't think you can glue... Like, I've glued the polycap on my A to Z Gundam, and it still doesn't want to hold together. And I super glued it in. I Gorilla glued it in. I made my own combination of Gorilla Glue and super glue to get it in, and it's still falling out. Overall, I can give the kit high marks, but if that torso was better, I would recommend this a lot more. As it stands, If anybody's looking to get a 30-minute missions kit, get an Alto. The Portanovas are good for part slaves. I do not recommend them. If you're doing a display, fine. If you're getting something to mess with, Alto all the way. I'm sure the opinion might change later on, but right now, for just straight build, I cannot wholeheartedly recommend the Portanovas to somebody just looking to try out the line. It's not a good first representation of the line. Altos are fine. So if you have any questions, comments, anything you want to leave, please leave it down in the comments down below. I will be happy to look over them, answer any questions you have, and I hope you have a good day. Joker out.